It is summertime. Or, for medical students, testing season. As medical trainees, we take several very lengthy exams at each phase of our training. Boy, do we love to complain about these exams. There are entire subreddits dedicated to only complaining about these tests. My favorite complaint is that a multiple choice test is a terrible way to figure out who's ready to be a doctor. But what is the practice of medicine if not challenging your mind while simultaneously holding in all of your bodily fluids for hours on end? And in that sense, step 2 might just be the freaking perfect test. Being the neurotic overpreparer that I am, I had taken several full-length practice tests. I'm talking 8.5 hours, practicing like I play. I had crafted the perfect plan. I had every milligram of caffeine perfectly calculated and every ounce of urine accounted for. What was my plan? 3 squirts of black cherry Mio into 8 ounces of water after block 3. Pee break after block 5. And a handful of gummy bears. 1 more squirt into 4 ounces of water after block 7 for a strong finish to get that score that would make my dreams come true. I even had a special water bottle for mixing my Mio. The stakes were high. I was leaving nothing to chance. One misstep, and I might have to become a doctor that actually takes care of sick people. I was not going to let that happen. So the day arrives, and despite multiple cancellations due to COVID, I was prepared. I waltzed into that Prometric testing center like I owned the place. There were no other test takers scheduled that day, so I effectively did own the place. Hello there. Jennifer? It's Jennifer. Really? Place your belongings in the lockers over there, and then step up here, roll up your sleeves and your pants, okay? I reached into my bag to organize my essentials, and that's when I realized it was gone. My special water bottle wasn't in my bag. Initially, I kept my cool. I simply asked Jennifer if there were any of those disposable plastic cups in the building. She said that there was. I asked if I could have one. She said no. When I asked why, she simply said COVID and then turned her back on me. What? This is because I messed up your name, isn't it? Doesn't matter. I saw a drinking fountain in the hallway. I figure I'll just mix it in my mouth. Same thing, right? At the end of block 3, I am dragging cheek. Okay? I'm tired. I need an energy boost. So I check out and walk past Jennifer, grab my Mio, and head to the drinking fountain. Now, a single serving of Mio is 1 squeeze, which is fairly subjective. I had dialed in the perfect squeeze, but the problem was that I was injecting directly into my mouth, so I couldn't assess the stream. So I decided to err on the side of too much rather than too little. I threw back 3 healthy squeezes and swished with a mouthful of water and sent it down the hatch. I could tell immediately, from the pungent taste, that I had made a terrible mistake. About 10 questions into the block, I feel a pounding in my chest. Okay, so what? I'm not going to let a little tachycardia derail me, so I'll throw down one of these numbers. That's right, a little carotid massage, busting out the vagal maneuvers. After all, I'm in doctor school. I know how to handle these situations. Well, that didn't work, but I'm still on the clock, right? So I'm answering questions at the same time that I'm treating my own acute caffeine overdose. So I decide to escalate the maneuvers. I move on to the Valsalva, which is where basically you increase your intra-abdominal pressure. It's the crap your pants move. And the thing about the Valsalva is that there is no going halfway. You have to commit. So I am throwing down. It was about this time that Jennifer showed up to do a walkthrough. Are you okay? Oh, yeah. I'm kind of going through something, but I'm going to be okay. I was not fine. My heart is still beating out of my chest. And now I have a pounding headache from my max effort Valsalvaing. And I realize that I've just answered 10 more questions. And I don't even remember what they were about. I'm not even sure that I actually read them. And I looked at the clock and I realized I'm falling behind. I mean, there's a real chance that I'm not going to finish this block. Freaking come on, Jake, get a grip. I don't know. I don't know if I can do this. Well then, I hope you're ready for a life full of rectal exams and discharge summaries, my friend. I'm so nauseous. You know when you feel like you're gonna Ralph, and you're really trying not to, but there still comes that moment when you just know it's gonna happen, and there's no stopping it? Your mind switches and you're only thinking about, where am I going to aim this? Well, I was at that point. This was it. This was the moment. I put every ounce of brain power I had into not puking in that moment. I just stood there, holding back my vomit. And just when I thought I was about to give this entire room a new paint job, I felt the color come back in my face. I felt my stomach relax. And I knew that the worst was over. I sat back down and I went back to work. My heart was still racing, but I had just summited Mount Everest. Blocks 5 and 6 came and went. I maintained laser focus and complete control of my bodily functions. A quick bathroom break before blocks 7 and 8, and before I knew it, the test was over. When I walked out of the Prometric Center, I swear the sun was brighter, the air smelled fresher, the birds' chirps were louder. And maybe it was the acute caffeine toxicity that was heightening my senses, but I choose to believe that it was the realization of just how far I had come in my journey. I had marched directly into the bowels of Mount Doom and lived to tell the tale. No matter what challenges I faced in the next stage of my training, I could be confident that I would find a way to do what needed to be done. I had to stop to pee 4 times on the way home. It was not that far of a drive.